Selma, I can't really think of so many movies that deal with religion. Why did you want to do Kevin Smith's Dogma? What interested you?
It had nothing to do with religion, the reason why I wanted to make this film. I wanted to make this film because it had very witty dialogue, very, very clever, because it was a smart film. It had interesting concepts, intriguing ones. It also had very colorful characters, and mostly because it was incredibly original, and they're hard to come across.
That's right. Can you talk about Serendipity? Your character. What is she like, and why did you want to play her?
Serendipity is a muse, and she's a muse in crisis because she feels that she has been taken for granted. She feels that she's inspired all these great artists of the world, and that they have, you know, fame and respect and love, and she has no recognition. She has nothing. Nobody thinks about her, nobody gives her credit for it, and she thinks it's terribly unfair because in her mind it would be nothing without her. So she decides to come to God and ask her to give her the opportunity to come to Earth as a human to try fame and fortune. Well, not as a human, as a muse, but she disguises herself as a human. So she can try her own fame and fortune as a writer. But you know, she gets here and things don't go as smooth as she planned. And it's a little bit of a disaster because she gets writer's block. And things don't go too well on Earth. But somehow she gets involved in this celestial mission to save the world. So after all, it's worth it for her.
Yes. What is the character based on? It's in Greek mythology, right?
Actually, I did my research. She doesn't exist in
Really?
Greek. There are 9 muses. You know, they all specialize in different fields. None of them are called Serendipity. What the author did, he decided to create Serendipity as a muse that represents all the muses. He gave her this name, and in a way, the movie is a serendipity. You know,
yes.
you go and you think it's one thing, and something else turns out.
I didn't know that. Was it easy for you to relate to the character? Was that always your first choice?
Yes, yes. In many ways, first of all, it's a lot of fun to play a character that's bigger than life, that it's not actually human. Second of all, she says a lot of things that are wonderful concepts. For example, my favorite one is that she reveals that in this movie, God is a woman. And I love that because we all know that God is not a man or a woman. God is God. However, in an attempt for us to relate to God, we have visualized him as a male, as a human male, because we can relate to him better that way. Why a male? Why not a female? It's neither one of us, but if we're going to pick a sex to visualize him on, why does it have to be a man? It should be a woman. It makes more sense, because a woman represents the creation, the mother, the one that gives life, and that's what God represents. So it makes a lot more sense if God was a woman. Yes. So I love that she's the first one to reveal this in the film.
Yes. Do you, just one last question, do you sometimes bring from your, like, what do you bring from your Mexican culture to American movies? Can you think of that?
I can only bring who I am. Whatever it did to me, that's what I can bring. And that's why I think I can just play anybody, because I am in touch with who I am and what my roots are. But I don't have to play Mexican. I just have to bring whatever that gave to me, and I can just give it to any character. Because yes. You as a German and me as a Mexican, yes, you're German and Mexican, but we're both women, and right. We share conflicts together.
Yes.
You know, that we have both gone through, and we could understand each other in that. Your experience might be different than mine, but that's what makes it interesting. And it doesn't have to be local. You just have it in you.
Right.